Recording will start soon. Are you in our office, John?
Yeah, sure am, Alexa.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, it's 2:00. Everybody is here. So welcome. Calling the meeting to order. Thanks for the nice agenda, so I don't have to remember things. Let's do roll call. Mike Moreland.
Aye.
Hi, Amy Golden.
Here.
And Alexa Wilson. I'm here too. Board is complete. Adoption of the agenda. Oh, I still have the first version on my screen, but we have only one item on the agenda, the purchase of a small generator and setting a budget for that. If anyone wants to make a motion to accept the agenda.
I motion that we accept the agenda as it has been written.
Mike?
I'll second.
Second. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Okay. Review for handling electronic participation, still according to the Open and Public Meetings Act amendments in 2020. We're still convening without a proper anchor location, more for convenience than for COVID necessity at this point, but we'll take it. I don't know what we're going to do if they ever repeal that. Public comment. We welcome comments from the public. We have 15 minutes, but only 3 minutes per person for public comments. So anyone wanting to make a comment, please make yourself known by either pushing the raise hand icon at the bottom of your screen or just turning on your microphone and introduce yourself. Seeing no one wanting to make a public comment, we just move on to the next and only business item is the discussion and action on a budget for purchase of a new small generator for the TUID power plant. We can do two things. We can have John go over what he recommends, or I can just read the resolution that I'm proposing, and then John can add to that. What do we want to do, Mike, Amy?
Yeah, I don't mind recapping for you guys, while we're going with the, purchase of another generator, if you want to do that.
You guys want to do that?
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure.
No? Okay, let's do that. John, please.
Yeah, just to summarize what we've, talked about and exchange in writing is that, obviously the current MQ generator went down. Permitting, guides us to get a replacement just like that. And we determined the MQ that's up there now, due to the hours on the generator itself, which are in excess of 60,000 hours, and then the non-availability of parts, it is literally more expensive to rebuild that generator by far, probably by $30,000 at least of the known cost, than to look at purchasing a replacement with less hours on it. So that's where we are today, that it makes more financial sense in a pretty good amount to look at, getting another one. And of course, the benefits, when we do have, we can use as parts or look at it later on, down the road for some other use, possibly too. I guess price wise, we've been, doing some research and looking. So the budget we're looking at approving seems to be the range they're in. They range anywhere from 30,000 to around 60 to 65,000 in the price range too. So that's the number we've arrived at, for the resolution for the budget that we're setting.
So is the difference between 30,000 and 65,000 just the number of hours that the machine has already run?
As far as the cost difference, Alexa, yeah, because you have two parts of a generator, two main parts. There's a lot more, obviously, thousands, but the two main are the engine itself, which drives the generator, and then the generator, which are the magnets that generate electricity, and they both have wear and tear in hours. So the one we have now, putting a new engine, you still have a generator head that's got 60,000 hours on it. So there's still risk associated with that too. And if you had it rebuilt, which is called like a dip and bake, where they redo it and put new bearings. Yeah, the last quote we had on the dip and bake was around $12,000 to $15,000 just to do that on one of them too. So yeah, it just makes more sense to spend money on one with lower hours, and the economic benefits are much better than what we're dealing with the machine we have that's well used. I think it's been rebuilt. I think my understanding, I've heard maybe 3 times that one has, the current one's been rebuilt in the past too.
Amy or Mike, do you have any comments on the technical part of the decision? Do you agree that buying a new generator is the best way to go?
Yeah,
I do.
I think it's definitely a must-have for us going into the winter months. It's going to save us a tremendous amount of money in fuel. It's basically going to pay for itself in one season. So I think we gotta move that direction for sure. And appreciate all the work you guys have been doing, getting it straightened out.
And so there's a second part to the decision, and that's one of budget and process. My suggestion is, given how badly we need this generator, and that sometimes they're available today and then gone tomorrow, we should authorize the manager to just go do it. We've hired competent, experienced managers to manage our district, and I think we should just let them do their job.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree as well. It's such a
Probably
time-sensitive issue.
Probably want to
Yeah.
authorize the highest amount that we can, just so that if it does go up to 65, that we're prepared to move on it.
Yeah, and I'll add it, and I'm waiting to hear back from. I communicated with a guy yesterday. It's Coastal Power and Equipment. He claimed to have 0-hour units that were completely remanufactured. He hadn't got me a price on them yet. I reached out back to him this morning, but yeah, that could be the only thing I could see being a difference. What, kind of starting with 0 hours because they've been remanufactured, but nothing back on that yet. So I don't, until I hear from him, I don't know what I don't know what kind of price or what we're looking at, but and the power to purchase also would be cautious. I mean, my ideal scenario is a deposit. An oil sample would be nice. I think I mentioned I've done that when I bought semis in the past. Shows you a lot about it, but yeah, definitely to, and see if there's any warranties or, what kind of guarantees they have too. So I don't, be swift, but also not hasty in, making a purchase. Try to do a little due diligence on behalf of the district too before, jumping in with both feet, so to speak.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Do we need to do anything budget-wise for this purchase and for any coming investment in machinery? I don't want to be caught flat-footed again next year for having gone over our budget.
Yeah, I think definitely would be a good plan to start thinking about rebuilding and framing the larger generators. Once we get this one in and get moving forward, it'll be a perfect time to really explore that, get that figured out so we can start planning on maintenance to those larger gen sets.
Yeah. Is that something that we can ask you to do, John, for our next meeting is probably a little quick, but maybe the September meeting, we can have a financial overview, suggestions for investment, for amounts, budgets.
Yes. Yeah. And I've done a lot of back work on that to date, so it wouldn't be that hard to assemble. I have quotes from Kat, and we've been speaking and communicating about it. So I've been looking at that, but we can put dollar figures down and see how we, make that work. So
Yeah.
yes, I can have that ready.
That'd be wonderful. So did I drafted the resolution? Did everyone have a chance to look at that, or should I pull it up on the screen so we can have a look at it?
I looked it over. It looked fine with me. I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, maybe I can just read through it, and then we can. Mike, did you have a chance to look at it?
Yeah, I did. And it looks good. I didn't see anything that caught my eye.
Okay. Well, let's just put it. Let's not waste everybody's time by having me recite the whole thing. We'll just put it on the public notice website so that everybody can see what we're doing. And it looks like on the agenda we did not put the adoption of the minutes. So next time we'll have 3 sets of minutes that we need to adopt. John, can you try to remember that detail?
Yeah, sure can.
Yeah. That way we won't be running too far behind.
Okay. Yeah, we've got the obviously the working unapproved versions on the public site, and then so it'll just be more of a procedural.
Yeah.
They won't change, but we can adopt them officially, certainly.
Yeah, that is what we should do. So it looks like we're ready to adopt a resolution, which I have numbered 2023-07. I don't know if anybody feels like making a motion.
I motion that we adopt resolution number 2023-07.
I'll second.
Let's do a roll call vote. Amy, how do you
Aye.
vote? Mike?
Aye.
And Alexa, also aye. So that resolution has been adopted, and we can send John out to do his best work and get
Good deal.
us
Yeah.
the best deal we can get for the money we have.
Yeah,
So
one of the
thanks.
things, you just mentioned too that I'll, obviously tie this in will be any transportation fees. That's something that's, going to be tied in, but do my best to work that into the purchase price as well too. So
Yeah.
Depends on where it's at, geographic location. Obviously the closer, the better. And the locations we've been looking has been, Houston, Sparks, Nevada, California and Oregon. So not, you know, it's our region somewhat. So, you know, try to be, you know, cautious and look at that as a factor as much as we can too. You know, I don't want to go to Massachusetts to pick up one. Obviously there's some costs associated that are higher with that. So we'll try to keep that in mind too.
Yeah. I am glad that you have all these different factors in your head, and we're counting on you to get us the best deal that's out there.
Certainly.
So thanks for being
Absolutely.
willing to take that on.
Sure thing.
I think we're done. Adjournment. That's a 15-minute meeting. If anybody wants to make a motion to adjourn,
Make that motion.
adjournment, where did that word come from? Nobody says it that way, does it?
I'll make that motion, Alexa.
Okay. One of these days I'll learn English.
I second the motion to adjourn.
Okay. Anybody in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. Appreciate all your good work.
All right. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.